Merry Christmas, everybody, and a very special holiday wish from all of us here at 2K Sports.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson and Shaq and Kenny.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, it's
Shaka Claus.
What a festive day it is. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center. For Houston, they come in off a win in their last outing against the Magic. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. From all of us here at 2K, Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho!
Nowhere I would rather be on this day than here with you guys.
I got a couple other places, but this is not bad either.
I got a couple other places, got a couple other guys.
You know what I got for Christmas this morning?
What'd you get?
Not a dang thing.
No? No gifts?
I'm Santa Claus. Santa Claus don't get gifts.
Oh. Well, it sure is great to be here and be watching NBA hoop, isn't it, fellas?
It is, buddy. It sure is.
Well, I appreciate the helicopter, Santa, that you got me today.
It wasn't Santa. That was me.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Well, I think the game's just about ready to start. So what do you say we go to Kevin Harlan?
Yeah.
Good idea.
I didn't buy that for you. You got to return it.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Doris Burks on the sideline as well. A battle in the Western Conference. This Houston crowd hoping to watch their Rockets come out on top. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with 2 teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
And the starting group for the Spurs. They've got Duncan. DeRozan out there with Tony Parker. Then it's Pierce. And it's Aldridge in at the power forward. Now, here is Harden. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing.
Listen, James Harden, clearly the front runner for the best shooting guard in the NBA. Arguably in the conversation for the best player in our league. And listen, he's a league leader in scoring a season ago. He's a one-man wrecking crew offensively.
No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. And a miss there on the triple. Parker against Westbrook. Pass to Aldridge. To the middle. Here's Duncan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And James Harden really an offense unto himself, as Greg was just talking about. They had a stat which combined 3-pointer made and 3-point makes created with a pass. Harden was first, and Clark, it wasn't even close.
Well, that was a mouthful in terms of breaking down those analytics, but I tell you what, he does a great job of attacking and finding teammates for threes. I can put it simply that way.
He hits the second from the line.
And you know what? Last season, Tim Duncan added another record to his growing resume. I mean, he passes Karl Malone as the all-time leader in double-doubles.
Love with the screen on Parker. Westbrook passes to Love. And the 3 off target.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Outside DeRozan. And it's Aldridge, top of the key. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. With Duncan in the double-doubles record, it says so much about just how he has delivered on the floor, Clark, for so long.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, double-doubles didn't get recorded until fairly recently. Don't let that take away from what Duncan has accomplished. He's one of the all-time greats.
Now here's Parker, following the miss by Kevin Love. Parker dishes to Duncan. Passes to Aldridge. Pierce kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Duncan. 6 on the shot clock. Aldridge, good.
Tim Duncan, even in his advanced years, showing you that great vision and still getting it done. Nice pass.
Harden sets the pick for Westbrook. That one wide left.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively. I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Love up top, wide open. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
For the Houston Rockets, they come in off a good outing against the Magic.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Westbrook's got his first points of the night. San Antonio trailing here. Duncan, the pass to Parker. Duncan, a screen. Here's DeRozan. Drops in the tray. DeRozan's got 5 now.
Nice work by Duncan to lay into that defender.
Now Westbrook, a 20-point game for him in the win against Orlando.
And he also controls the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job. You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Parker. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
And he gets it to go. Aldridge has got his second basket of the night.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
The Spurs have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Westbrook against Parker. The kick out to Pierce. And it's off from 3-point range. Rockets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. In the corner, Harden. Rebound by Parker.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Now, here's Parker. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. It's DeRozan with the drive.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Outside Pierce. The feed now to Aldridge. No luck. And Houston the other way now. 3 on 3. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. When you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
And that one falls. That puts him up by 1 point.
And for Westbrook, he had some high praise. Allen Iverson said he's a huge fan of Westbrook and sees so much of himself in him, mostly due to how they play with heart. I'll tell you the other thing. Allen Iverson I always felt was the most intimidating small guard in the history of the league. Russell Westbrook rapidly trying to claim that honor. You know, I was thinking back to that Iverson quote on Westbrook. They play with that same fire. The styles in which they play are different, but you can see the intensity is the same between them.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
I thought the reserves were the difference in the game, Greg. I mean, a lot of the scoring came from the bench.
The Spurs have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Kevin McHale. He talked about the respect he has for the game of LaMarcus Aldridge and how tough it will be for them to slow him down, saying Aldridge is tough because he can score facing up or with his back to the basket. And with his length, it's tough to bother his shot. We'll look to deny him the ball when we can and just try to make it as hard as possible every touch. Kevin will see how successful they are.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Duncan dishes to Ginobili. Lets it go with a three. Love grabs the board. Rockets leading by 4. Some room here for Westbrook. It's hauled in by Tony Parker.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Knocks it loose. 4-on-3 break. Caspi with the bucket. Caspi's got his second basket of the night. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Houston.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Duncan with the bucket.
Now, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Westbrook kicks to Love. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's now 6 points for Love. Spurs trail by 6. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Parker passes to Pierce. Takes it from 10. 4 seconds left. And Duncan lays it in. Duncan's got 5 now.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Now, here's Westbrook, one of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. Offensive rebound. Thompson dishes to Casper. The screen from Thompson. Here is Caspi. Pierce covering. And Caspi kicks to Harden. Westbrook passes to Love. Just 5 on the clock. And that one's good. 9 points in the game so far.
That's their third straight make-off and assist.
Great ball movement.
Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. And here's Young, following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. Young, right side. Outside, Ginobili. Rebound by Caspi.
And, you know, for Love last season, we knew he'd be in a supporting role to LeBron. You put any player next to LeBron, and he automatically becomes some kind of role player.
Now here's Gordon. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
Spurs trail by 10.
And thinking back to Love and his numbers last year, we saw the same thing from Bosh when he played with LeBron. Love and Bosh had similar reductions in scoring, but both were still great players, and they both have the ability to adapt and impact the game in other ways. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Mills following the score by Houston. To end the run. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
That free throw missing. Well, Greg, getting back to West, even though his scoring was down, his playmaking was up. You were talking about that. Clark, 3.5 assists a game last season, by far the highest number of his career.
Yeah, one of the very best pros I've ever been around. He's very smart. He's tough. He's all about team. And, you know, he makes things happen. Impacts winning in a lot of ways, and those assist totals indicate that.
Now here's Gordon. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And Ginobili, here we go, to the left side wing. West gets to Ginobili. .102 left to play in the first quarter. Diaw, the screen to the paint. Good D by Jones.
Well, at least he had the presence of mind to change his shot when the defense got on him. You got to improvise sometimes.
Westbrook with the bucket.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
West. Excellent D that time from Jones.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Young with no one around. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw. Young's got his first 3 points of the game. Rockets leading by 12. Here's Gordon. Outside Westbrook. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Rockets ahead. They lead by 12. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, without question. He talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, you know, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice. I think overall everything I do has to be better because guys are trying to follow me.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
You know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. Others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And for the Rockets here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
And And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Houston, Terrence Jones out there with Cole Aldridge. Then it's Harden. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. Westbrook with the bucket.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
Now here's Parker. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Outside DeRozan. Ginobili with the 3. Rockets with the rebound. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Parker kicks to Aldridge, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Spurs trail by 12. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Parker kicks to DeRozan. Dishes it to Ginobili. Goes up on the wing. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Boy, Kevin, right there, Ginobili showed you as pretty a stroke as there is.
Westbrook kicks to Jones. There's the pick. A shot by Harden. Wide open. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Now here's Parker. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Duncan, can't get it to go. And it's Houston the other way. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Harden. Parker with the steal. Spurs trail by 12. And the pass to Aldridge. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And it's Gordon missing. Well, looking at Terrence Jones, he really has a complete game. His ability to make a play at the rim, hit 35% of his threes. He's a multi-dimensional threat. Long player, well-schooled, falls in line, I think, very well with any good team. In this particular case, with one of the playoff teams in the West.
Yeah, he's one of the more efficient players in the league, over 53% his first 3 seasons. So defenses might want to choose to ignore somebody else. Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
To the paint, here's Aldridge. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now here's Parker. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Duncan, a screen. DeRozan dishes to Parker. Aldridge against Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Here's DeRozan. That's short off the rim.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Gordon, the pass to Harden. Gordon kicks to Westbrook. And Houston again with the bucket. And here is Parker. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Now, here's Parker. It's a 13-point game. He feeds it to Aldridge. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
And the Rockets making a change here. Love's checked in. DeMar DeRozan on the wing, guarded by Harden. Here's Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 6 assists here tonight.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Now here's Westbrook. 14 points for him. Love outside. Again, the Rockets score.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Thompson against Duncan. Parker kicks to DeRozan. From 12 feet out. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
Now, here's Thompson. 14 points from him the last game against the Magic in Orlando. 6 to shoot. Tries to save it, and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Caspi is checked in for Eric Gordon. And San Antonio with the change here, too. David West, he's checked in for Tim Duncan. Spurs trail by 11. Parker with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Kicks to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Fires from 14, and it's DeRozan missing.
That's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Aldridge dishes to Pierce. Outside DeRozan. Feeds it to Aldridge. Fires, high post. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Spurs trail by 11. Parker outside. The dish now to West. DeRozan on the wing. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Aldridge can't get that one to fall.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Caspi passes to Harden. Bangs home the trifecta. Harden's got 7.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Westbrook against Parker. He dishes it to Aldridge. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Love.
And guys, remember LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season, but he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
And he makes the first. And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
Montezumas has checked in for Houston. San Antonio also making some changes. Nick. Young's checked in for Pierce. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And he can't hit the second.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Back to Westbrook. There's a screen by Montezumas. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Harden. And that's 17 points for Russell Westbrook.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And here is Aldridge following Russell Westbrook's three. And he gets it to go.
They're absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 17. No good with the layup.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And Young kicks to DeRozan. That's in. That's his fifth field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Rockets leading by 11. Outside Westbrook. Harden against Young, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Now let's take a look at the list of players who have been absolutely lighting it up. These are the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. Russell Westbrook is second.
Kevin, you know, the season is 82 games long, and anything can happen. But I tell you what, if he keeps scoring like this, the rest of the season is going to look very good for his ball club.
Now here's Mills. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Aldridge. Young up top, guarded by Harden. Passes it to West. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Love. Westbrook dishes to Love. Got that bucket in no time at all. Love's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
It's DeRozan with the drive. Mills passes to Young. Tries from 16. It's rebounded by Houston. At one point, they led by 16.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Shots good. 17 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
You know, it had been, guys, 4 straight seasons for the Spurs winning the Southwest. Last year, they had their streak broken and settled for 3rd place in their division.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. The Spurs did as well as just about anybody could last season in the Southwest Division. 8-8 record against the rest of the division. They're the toughest in the league.
No doubt about it. And listen, everyone in the division, of course, made it into the postseason last year. The Spurs could have won the division again had they beaten the Pelicans in that final game of the season. But the whole division was a neck-and-neck battle all year long.
And the Rockets making a change here. Jones is checked in. West with the steal. And now here comes Young leading the break. And Ginobili with the slam.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Westbrook kicks to Montezumas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Like last season, we saw Montezumas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin, on both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
And Montezumas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Montezumas drops both of them.
And Montezumas is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
Now here's Ginobili. He's coming off a 13-point game against Minnesota.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
For Houston, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And I'm looking for them to increase that lead if they can keep getting to the free throw line.
Mills dishes to West. No good.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
That'll do it for the first half. Rockets lead by 11. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Russell, you've played with such force throughout the first half. What's fueling the way you approach the game tonight?
Just trying to stay in attack mode, man. Moving the ball. You know, they force you to make the extra pass, and God's doing a good job of that tonight. Just try to come out and give my team some energy.
You certainly did that, Russell. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Houston came ready to play. At one point, their devastating offensive assault pushed their lead out to 15 points. At the end of one, they were still firmly in control, up by 12. They survived various ups and downs in the second quarter, never really giving too much away, though, and were able to roll into halftime up by 11. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys have been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Well, right now, they're getting a little embarrassed on the defensive end. They got outshot in the first half. But that's because no one put their foot down on defense to stop it. So in the second half, they need to play much more disruptive defensively. They have to do whatever it takes.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.